Hello everybody. Hello. Good morning. Um, I'm here ready to paint a newcomer from the Louis. We bought a new Cattleya flower yesterday. It's blooming beautifully. Can't stop to have it in our collection of orchids. So Cattleya Orchid today. The color is white, so I'm going to use the Chinese technique to do white orchid. That's the outline, and then paint the leaves with more freestyle. So it's a combination of outline and spontaneous or semi-spontaneous style. So I use the paper, it comes in a roll, like this. It's called a water star. You can get from our blueheronarts.com. I got my name card here. Just for the convenience it's a solution I found. It's, if you have a larger board and the clip cannot touch the paper, you can use a card like that and hold it. Right? It's some tip I just found, and I use the back side of the magic cloth, the black side as felt. It's all possible that one thing can do different functions, serve different functions. I have this, my favorite brush recently, the wrist brush, because I'm painting standing up, so I don't need to hold the brush like the way I use with a table. A short-handled wrist brush is easier. And I use another brush, is Wang Xizhi calligraphy brush. It's the best calligraphy brush I will use for signature, but I can also use for the outline, I think. And I use convenient ink cake to start with, and we'll use watercolor, because I use dry mounting technique, so I don't have to worry about this smearing or bleeding during wet mounting if you use Western watercolor. Okay, let me focus on the painting now. The first thing I'm concerned is where to put the flowers. Naturally, we tend to do everything in the middle. So avoid the center area. If you make a cross from the middle, so this area on this horizontal line or this vertical line in the center should be avoided. Of course, you need to avoid the center of the paper. The best is one of the 4 golden rule positions, like the quarters or the thirds. Just like you take a picture, photograph, you will put the flowers either here or here, right? Because the leaf is relatively fat and short, not very long, so the flower should be up above the leaves. I will put here maybe, I think, just away from the center here. So that's very important to start with. So I'll start with this tongue, this beautiful tongue with the skirt edge. I have to outline it. And it's very important when you outline to distinguish the front and back relationship. this is a semi gombi or semi 写意, so I don't have to really keep it to fine line style. It's still kind of spontaneous outline. Even you outline, it's spontaneous. So there's a red spot. I'm not going to outline that, but here's the curved skirt. I want to indicate that the depth, the thickness of the edge. So this edge is double. The other side is single. I'm not sure if I got that to feel, but in the last result I will use white, but try to save that. Not to use white. There are two side petals, big side petals. You usually start from the tip. So you do one side on the left, one side on the right. This is too big, maybe. What I can do, I exaggerate it. Maybe we can consider that foreshadowing perspective. Something I'll do the other side smaller, so to balance that. Oh, actually, it has a little tube that goes all the way to the center. So I start with light. That helps to, if you make anything, you can cover it. There's another petal, bud behind it start to bloom. I'm not sure if I would do that. So then just do one flower at this point. So you have the artist's license to be selective, not just paint what you see, but more what you understand or feel. So three outer petals, one on top, two on the sides, behind the three big ones, the center section, the side. There's veins in the middle of the petal, like that. You can use dotted lines. There are some also what we call those wrinkles. You can also add a little. I'm going to use the color to dot that. There's a little pollen hidden there. Okay, so that's my flower. Let me focus this so you can take a closer look. I'm not sure if the lighting is okay because it's against the light. But you'll see the reflection in the windows. You can take that away, the glare. It's kind of cold outside. It's only 32, 33 degrees in the morning these days. Very unusual. Although this is a tropical plant, it has to stay home, The tropical plant has to stay home overnight. Okay, here is the, I can look around. If I don't see, if I don't understand it, I have to look around to understand what's the leaf or the, what do you call that, cover of the flower. Let's see, there's a big kind of envelopes in yellow. That that two flowers coming out from there. So we just do one, and then it's narrowed into a kind of narrow at the end. And then comes the leaf at the same joint. We use darker and vary the line quality, the line, so people register that as a different quality, So this is thicker because the leaf is thicker, right? Oh, I keep outlining. That's okay. I think I said something like spontaneous for the leaves, right? This is also possible that you have outline leaves in spontaneous style, as long as you don't worry about the details or too realistic. So the spontaneous style or the 写意 is a in between resemblance and the dissemblance, like or dislike the reality. This is from another stem. So this, let me finish this one. So this one goes behind that. And the tube is like that. Has like a bamboo kind of joints. So outline is really good tool to study real objects. After you studied in outline style, you can paint more free. Center vein. Okay, I've got a problem here. I always tend to violate the rules, right? So this is the middle, right in the middle. So I shouldn't start from there. Let me. Naturally, I mean, from the model here, it starts right under the flower, so it's fall in between the on the center line. This is the center line. So I should put more weight on the other side. I think try to fake a starting point from number 2. This is number 1, number 2. I have 8 points to start with, but not the middle or the center, not the corners. So I block the corners, the 4 corners with my cards. That's not good to start, but you can start right there, I think. So I have to change to find something to start with. So there are plenty of. So let me just do a partial leaf, like the leaves there. I think you cannot see that. Let me enlarge it. So I use this leaf that goes down outside the picture as my starting point. I will consider as to trick the viewer to think that's where my composition starts. That's a very interesting twist, anyway. The leaf varies in size. That's good in painting. And then I have another leaf goes towards the side is very nice. Diagonal is very nice. I mean. They're also like joints. You can add some stems to the left side. Okay, and make a crossing. Diagonal, not straight. Another leaf behind. Cannot see the tip. I think I have to make one of these two in the front. So let's just make this in front, that will be behind. Okay, so diagonal. This is parallel. I want to break that a little bit, so I'll add another line. Actually, it goes behind this one. So let's add a little water to it. And farther behind. I think we can go a little longer than this one. So turn a little bit and narrower. Very interesting leaves to study. Okay, here's my composition. I think that's done. I wish you can see. Oh yeah, you can see my little camera here. I'm going to wash with color. So I changed my brush to the big one. You can use a soft brush, like or combination brush. I use my favorite short-handled wrist brush. So let's do the leaves. It's a dark waxy kind of leaf. So let me get some sap green and darken that with alizarin crimson, or I got rose madder. It's all watercolor, but you can use rouge with maybe green. This opaque green, the mineral green. This is transparent in watercolor. That's why I like watercolor. The transparency green, transparent greens. But I try to do it in one shot, so I got all the colors instead of using a base. You can outline. Let me do that. It's warm color, then add cold color. Because I got lights in the morning, sunshine, so I can use some shining just to outline very lightly with the brown, orange-brown color, or amber in Chinese. If you have experience with watercolor or the Chinese rice paper, the same. When they are wet, they look very dark. You should check the color on the palette or on the testing piece to get a feel of what it actually is. then just don't worry about the darkness when it's wet, because you know it's going to fade out. You can go outside the line to give it a highlight, warm color highlight. I will wait it dry to apply the green here. Let me just turn it over so I can enhance the white on the back of the petal. Let me do the purple first. That's my favorite color on this painting. I have to do it correctly. So I have to mix purple with the red and rose madder. I think I just use rose madder. Should be fine. It's more bluish. Let me see if I just add some cobalt blue. I have a bad habit. I just mix color in the source. This isn't my way of doing it. Don't. I multiple load the brush so it's not blended. I made it too certain, but don't worry, I will soften it with some white on the maybe I don't know, on the back. Let me just turn it partially. I don't have to do the whole thing. So I just maybe paint this way. I hope I can do it. Oh, I don't have white here. Let me go get it. Sorry about the mess. Let me go upstairs to grab a white. So we need to wait this dry a little bit. So wait for me, please.